Hello everyone. It's been a while since I did a video, but it was time for me to do one because mentally speaking, I hate holidays. As a person who have anxiety, depression, or bipolar disorder, holidays can be especially trying. Everyone really expects you to be happy just because it's a holiday. So, this is what people are wanting to see. They want to see me mingling around at picnics or around the dinner table. Maybe festive music is going on, all smiles, everyone's catching up. The children running around and presents being given or Easter eggs or being found or giving thanks if you go around the table. But for me, with social anxiety disorder, SAD, SAD, that's what I feel. People with social anxiety have an extreme fear of embarrassing themselves or being judged as they do physical tasks, even if they're enjoyable, like grilling a hamburger. You become frozen, thinking someone's looking at you and you're not flipping the burger right and it's fire shooting up or whatever. It's just a constant fear of being seen faulty, absolutely seen faulty. And think about, mentally speaking, there's usually mental disorders that have companions. So you can figure if someone has high anxiety from speaking one-on-one to people or dancing wrong or not dancing and being judged, how many hot dogs you got, how you chew, do you smack, do you slobber, do you get food all over your mouth? It's just a constant. I don't want to be looked at, I don't want to be seen, and especially I don't want to do one thing that causes me embarrassment or one thing for them to say, you know, she can't be out here. She only eats like a bird, or she eats too much, or she don't know what to do. People, the more you think about it, the more paralyzed you get till you can't even walk. There has been times, absolutely, that I could not walk to a door without trembling from head to toe, just forcing my body to take one step after another because I felt I was being watched. Was my butt flat? Was my butt huge? Was my shirt up? Was my underwear showing? Was this and this? Or my shoes too ugly? Or this or this? And it's paralyzing. You can't even walk. Sometimes you can't even chew at the dinner table. Like I said, you're worrying if you're going to smack or accidentally slobber or get food on your face and don't know it. Or like me, on some medications, your hand shakes while you're eating, and people are like, what is wrong with it? And then you don't want to go into, I take medicine that make me shake, and so you just dread holidays. And with all of that anxiety, there's no doubt that there's depression. You're depressed. I'm depressed because I can't function. I'm depressed that I may say something wrong, laugh too loud, or high-pitched. That happens. That high-pitched laughing when nobody else is laughing. Horrible people, I'm telling you. But because it's the holidays, everyone is like this, running around anticipating. I hate holidays, and the 4th of July is coming. See my little festive shirt? 4th of July, outside, drinking beer, just free, laying back, enjoying, is horrible. Where I am is like 100 degrees, and I'm the only one out there sweating with armpit. I have to choose the right shirt that don't show sweat. I have to choose the right shirt that don't make me hot. I have to choose the right shoes to walk on grass. So many choices. It just isn't worth it. It is not worth it for me to go through all that struggle and to sit in a chair, speechless, motionless, with just a smile on my face. And inside, I am just dying, so anxious. People don't understand depression and anxiety. It's not, I'm a little afraid. With your anxiety, your body sends out so many chemicals of alarms and self-preservation that you're just riddled, and muscles are doing things and just want to escape. And it's so hard. And even I have known a sister-in-law for, 20 years? And if I'm left alone in a room with her, I stutter. I can't think of nothing to say. My breathing becomes irregular. I don't know why I don't hyperventilate, because you're trying to talk and you ain't taking in air. It is just a mess. A mess. And then people are looking at you like, I know something wrong with her, while I'm trying my best to be normal. And what is normal? Because that changes. A lot of people with mental disorders are chameleons. So if I'm in a room with people that are depressed, it's okay for me to be depressed. If I'm in a room with someone that's a little schizophrenic, it's okay for me to be loosened up. If I'm in a room with someone bipolar, then I can mimic what they're doing. It's all mimicry. We're trying our best to be normal, and by being normal, at each situation, we're trying to blend in. You know how hard that is? It's a lot of work. Statistics say the reason why suicide rates go up in the spring, most people think it's Christmas, but that's not true. Even though they force you to be jolly, all that Christmas music in the elevators, in the stores, on the radio, it makes me so upset. I'm a depressed person. I'm an anxious person. I feel overwhelmed with trying to get me to get in the Christmas spirit. And I can't get in the Christmas spirit because that means being around family and friends. And so it's just dread up to the date that it happens. And then usually on Christmas, I'm too paralyzed to go. My body's out of whack. It's not functioning right. I'm so tired and sleepy, and that's the depression. I just want a beer. That's all I want is a beer and be left alone. But that's the 12 days, man. Them 12 days are hard for people. But that is not when suicides happen. March is the month where more suicides coming with rebirth and renewal. And I can understand that, looking at everything coming anew, fresh, and it's just so innocent and pure and wonderful. And here you someone who can't even function in this renewal and rebirth. You the same old person with the same old problems, and no one understands those problems. And we don't tell it because it's a shame. They saying, oh, if you feel suicidal, reach out to someone. Do you know how hard it is to tell someone, I want to die? I'm calling you to help prevent me killing myself. There's no way that someone looks at you the same while you're getting treatment. You just feel exposed, stupid, unworthy, everything, guilty. It's hard to make that call to a friend or the helpline and say, help me stop from killing myself. No one wants to admit they have the thought, you know? That's shameful. Everybody else now, as soon as you say, oh, there's nothing that can happen to me that'll make me want to kill myself, they are so quick to say, there's nothing in the world that would make a boyfriend or girlfriend leave me, bye-bye. I ain't going to kill myself over that. I lose a job and then I'm not going to kill myself. And you're sitting in the presence of someone who is battling a chemical problem. And we're rational. We don't want to kill ourselves. We don't. But living in this functioning misery, and you feel so alone, and it is a long journey. Everybody said, come on with me on this journey to discover myself. Come on this journey with me as I get my education and move up in my career. Come on this journey with me as I find spirituality. There's nobody saying, come on this journey with me in depression. It's a lone sport. A lone sport. People can't even realize, why don't you want to go to a picnic or barbecue? It's great. We have so much fun. You get to see, why don't you want to go over such and such house for Christmas dinner? It's going to be great. We haven't seen it. It is paralyzing. Absolutely paralyzing. So, let's look at something about depression. Like I say, this is suicide increases in the warm weather, not in the cold weather. But I also saw a report that saying once they got through the holidays, because it do kind of make people get out of their little shell and put a toe out and do this or do that, then when after New Year's come, they back along with themselves. No more stress activities, no more distraction, no more humming around. So it's kind of a reverse thing. But they say it's a myth that people kill themselves because of holidays. It's Christmas, I'm alone, I'm going to kill myself. It's more preparation and more time than just the holiday came around. It's a whole lot. And they say it takes a lot of energy to decide you don't want to live anymore. And then come up with a plan. Suicidal people do not just do it as everybody thinks, one hot second in the spur of the moment. Suicide is a big deal. We see children who can't go on. They can't see beyond the situation and they kill themselves. But one thing you do need to know is social anxiety just don't happen once you're an adult. It can start as early as 13. That is the date researchers see an onset, 13. Can you imagine how difficult it is for that child who is terrified of being embarrassed, looking crazy, being judged, being rejected, fits into high school and everything is judged, everything is picked at. Laughter is just contagious about the smallest thing. So more than likely, with social anxiety disorder, they're going to have something else. Some other problem is going to be there, and usually depression. If it's depression, it's usually social anxiety also, and if it's social anxiety, there's usually depression. So 13 is an onset, and suicide is the 10th leading cause of death. It's up there, 10th leading cause of death. 36,000 suicides happen each year. Each year, March is the big month for it. So people knowing things can just call and keep an eye out on people during holidays that you know have depression or any other mental disorder, because holidays put pressure and creates anxiety. People got questions. It seems like it's a fun time to ask in the holidays, where have you been? I haven't seen you all year. Okay? Why are you so depressed? God is good all the time. You just have to learn to be grateful. Every morning get up and say how grateful you are. People, chemicals. If I could change my chemicals, I would be sick. I can't do that, and you telling me to be thankful and grateful to be alive when being alive for me is painful and difficult, and I have to gear up for it. A lot of us lay in the bed all night long preparing how are we going to perform the next day. Insomnia, worrying we got how many tasks to do. Limit your tasks to one so I can devote all my energy to not embarrassing myself with that one task. Spontaneity is really low on the list because you're out of control. You really can't navigate ahead of time and try to prepare yourself how to function. So a lot of invitations are turned down. A lot of invitations are accepted, and then when that day comes, you can't make it because you've been fretting up until that day and the night before, not sleeping, about how were you going to act. How are you going to behave? What is the standard? Just everything. Everything. And if you think that can just be sucked out your head with a mantra, when this is a disease, dis-ease, people. You have to understand, and that's why I'm doing these videos. I'm just going to put it out there. Put it out there the best way I can. Ugly, pretty, whatever. Know that it's humiliating to seek help in a hospital for suicide thoughts. They put you in these rooms like a little rat in a corner with nothing in it because you're going to hurt yourself. So it's just a bed and it's cold in there, and people come and look at you every 15 minutes or 30 minutes. They're just going to look at you. And you sit there. Nothing happened except for now somebody is looking at you every 15 minutes. And you're so annoyed by that you would do anything to get out that place. Oh, I was just kidding. Nah, I ain't gonna kill myself. Nah, I was just saying that, I had a bad day, but I ain't gonna do nothing like that. Alright, you gave me a pill? Okay, I'm gonna take this pill. Bye-bye. Nothing changed. It was just a humiliating experience to go through. It's terrible. So, like I said, 36,000 people commit suicide in a year. And it increases in spring, not in the winter. And March is the high suicide time. So, always look out for that. And like social anxiety disorder, sad. People are not happy. For the longest, even people with depression. And these other, they think they're lazy. I'm so lazy. Why can't I do the dishes, the laundry, the vacuuming, the cooking, and then taking care of the baby? Other women do it. Why is it causing me so much stress and anxiety? Because you're afraid that you can't do it. You're afraid that it won't be right. And then you say, well, you're in your own home, you're comfortable and stuff. But you still like, am I a homemaker like Betty Sue? And then, like I say, you sit up all night trying to plan your day. There's no energy. When you're not sleeping at night, for worrying at every step, how are you going to, I'm going to do the laundry first, then I'm going to do the dishes, then I'll have time to do some vacuuming. And you didn't schedule the baby in there who is just throws a wrench in everything. And you feel overwhelmed. Now I'm behind on the laundry, and it's terrible. And people just act like someone just wants to do this, to be lazy. There's no lazy about mental disorders. But that's what I thought for myself. I was lazy. And I prayed to God, why can't I be like other women? They get that stuff done. They humming doing it. It's just done every day. And for me, it's a chore to get up out of bed. To face a day that holds so many possible humiliating moments, embarrassing moments. And you can't override those flight or fight hormones. You can't bit more. If you jumped and somebody said boo and it scared you, you couldn't have stopped that. Just fight or flight. So we're constantly getting juiced up with chemicals for the smallest things. Like I said, sometimes I couldn't chew food at a table. I swallowed a big old chunk of beef one time and thought it was going to get stuck because I couldn't chew. I absolutely couldn't chew. We are a danger to ourselves just trying to make it every day. We put this on. We do. We put this on and we do our best. And most of us, our home is our sanctuary. We fly back in that home, close the doors, and say, I can breathe without being judged now. I can breathe. I'm not going to be humiliated now. And it's so terrible. Marriages end up in divorce about this. Absolutely. It's very difficult to live with someone with mental illness. So we got severe depression. And then, in the wintertime, it's because of the lights. It adds on. But people act like, oh, you get up today, you're not depressed. Oh, last week you were depressed. Oh, you're doing so good today, you're not depressed. Depression doesn't go away. True depression do not go away. It can be managed with pills, and that's what they're trying to do with the medicine, just getting you back to slightly being able to not be in severe sadness at your own failing, and you have no choice. Many people say, I have a wonderful life, and I do, wonderful life, beautiful life, just so full of joy and adventure, but I live it depressed. And at this age, I stopped fighting it. And I hope that people with mental illness quit fighting and accept I have a disability, and I have learned how to walk in that disability. You learn how to do it when you're a kid, when you transition to young adult. You know how to live within yourself when you transfer from young adult to middle age, and then as you transfer from middle age to senior citizen, and there's nothing you can do about it to stop it, but you live with it and you adapt. You're not, as a senior citizen, out there picking up 50-pound bags or jumping rope or on a trampoline because your little bones are break. There's no difference in people with a mental disorder. We have to learn how to live with it the best we can. Yelling at people, telling them you don't understand, does not help anyone understand. We have to understand so we can verbalize it. Instead of just saying, oh, you don't know. We go in a defensive. You think I'm just doing this. You don't know. You calling me weak. You doing this and this. I think it's just as important to say if I could be Superwoman and clean my whole house, I would do it. But I'm limited, and I'm not going to beat myself no more than you beat yourself without mental illness for your shortcomings, right? So that's what I have to say. I hate holidays. I hate holidays. They make me miserable. I don't look forward to it, and the 4th of July is my least favorite because I'm always thinking about sweating. I don't want to sweat and wet a whole shirt. It's I'm becoming of a lady. So every year my husband tries to get me to go somewhere, and every year I tell him I just can't. I hate this holiday. The approaching of it has made me depressed, and I just want to lay down the 4th of July. I really do. I really don't like it. I hate it. I hate it. Christmas is so forced too, but the 4th of July terrifies me. Out there all day drinking and dancing and laughing. I just can't even make it. So what else do I have to say? All right. It says 7.1% have social anxiety disorder. And like I said, onset can be, seems like at 13. That means 15 million people are diagnosed with social anxiety. A lot of them don't believe it, but you see somebody in a regular, and they burst out in sweat all over their body. They're just sweating for no reason while they're talking or presenting something or speaking to someone. They just break out in sweat, and they rush and they want to go. I want to go. I want to go. Let me see what else I know. That people who don't even know, they be angry. Everything's cool at home and everything, but take them to a department store or something, and they are angry, vicious, impatient, can't stand in lines. They curse at traffic. A lot of those people do not know Their social anxiety is getting them. They're screaming at other people. So they're not looking at themselves, but the uncomfortableness is there. And it is coming out in another way. So that's all I have. I think that's all I have. Alright? So I have to say also, watch out for people, no matter how embarrassing it may be, and I know it's humiliating, that's part of the problem. If you're having difficulty, reach out to someone. Reach out to someone. It's hard to discuss your illness with people outside your home because it's such an involved conversation. But the best thing you can do is know yourself and how you need to function, and quit worrying about, oh, they don't know me. If they knew I had depression, if they knew I was bipolar, things would change. Probably not. People are as nice as they are already. They're accepting as they are already. There's really nothing they can do. It's you that has to work within your boundaries, and don't beat yourself up when you can't go to parties or you have to back out of invitation. You have to take care of you. Because if your leg was broke, you wouldn't be out there jet skiing or bungee jumping. You take care of stuff, right? We have a car, and the car says do maintenance on it here, do maintenance on it there, maintenance within this time, but we do not do maintenance on ourselves, and we're the greatest machine ever created, and we do no maintenance and tune-ups. Maintenance to make sure we're okay, tune-ups to fix what is going on. The flashing warning signals we ignore and don't take care. But if that car did it, we hurrying up taking care of that car. We have to treat our bodies just as good, okay? And I wore my red, white, and blue. I hate the 4th of July, and my red, white, and blue shirt. I do my best. I do my best to have this face for people I love. I don't want them burdened by my depression. But sometimes it just has to be, and I have to tell them, today is not a good day for me, and I'm kicking back and relaxing, okay? Alright, love you all, and mentally speaking, it's okay to not like the 4th of July. It's okay not wanting to be outside in the heat forever. It's okay that it's overwhelming to see a lot of people at one time and they looking at you all the time. It's okay. Take your breath and do what you need to do for you to feel okay. Alright? Those people at the barbecue are not going to die if you do not come. Nothing stops because you're not there. And sometimes it's good to be missed. Don't be showing up all the time. Alright, love you. And take care, everybody, because mentally speaking, we got to do our best, right? For us. Love you.